Hello children, can you guess how the children get same features of parents? We get the answer for this question with the Mendelian monohybrid cross. Hybridization of two plants with a pair of contrasting characters is called monohybrid cross. The tallness and dwarfness are two contrasting characters of height. Mendel hybridized a tall plant with a dwarf plant and produced F1 generation. In F1 generation, all the plants are tall. Then Mendel self-pollinated the F1 generation plants and grew the second generation, that is F2 generation plants. All the plants in F1 generation were tall, but in F2 generation, the ratio of tall plants to dwarf plant was 3:1. The information of tallness and dwarfness must have been transmitted without any change from the parent generation to the F1 generation and from the F1 to F2 generation. After understanding this fact, Mendel proposed that a certain object gets inherited from the parent to the offsprings during reproduction, which develops specific characters in the offsprings. Mendel called these objects as factors. We call it a gene. Based on the above fact, we can say that gene is a unit of heredity. F1 generation plants must have inherited both tallness and dwarfness traits from the parent generation, therefore they must be both factors. Tallness and dwarfness present in the F1 generation plants. However, only the trait of tallness gets expressed. With this understanding, Mendel proposed law of dominance. In every individual, the characters are controlled by factors. During sexual reproduction, factors found in pairs. These pair of factors are called alleles. The allele is a pair of factors, may be similar or different. If in the pair of factors two alleles are different, then only one of the factor is allowed to get expressed. The factors that get expressed is called dominant factor or dominant gene, while the factor that remains idle is called the recessive factor or recessive gene. Law of segregation. According to Mendel's law of segregation, alleles of a trait don't mix with each other, meaning that the alleles of a trait remain pure in the pair. During the formation of gametes, alleles get separated, that is, each gamete get only one of the two alleles in pure form. In this way, the number of chromosomes in gametes is half that of the other cells. At fertilization, the alleles of the male gamete and the female gamete pair again, and thus the number of chromosomes become normal. Inheritance can be understood through Punnett square. In this Punnett square, we arrange the male and female gametes vertically and horizontally and find out the possible combinations. We represent the dominant factor with capital letter and the recessive factor with small letter. For example, tallness can be represented with capital T and the dwarfness can be represented with small t. Since the parental generation plants are a pure lineage, we can express the factors of a traits, that is a pair of genes, as capital T or small t, small t. According to the law of segregation, the factors in the pairs get separated during gametes formation. If we cross the two gametes, we will get an unequal pair of factors in F1 generation. Therefore, the dominant trait get expressed. After self-pollinating the F1 generation plants, F2 generation plants will have various combinations like this. Since tallness is a dominant character, therefore these plants will grow tall. And in plants that are grow through recessive factors, they will be dwarf. Physically expressed traits of any organism such as tallness and dwarfness are called phenotypes. And the ratio of these traits is called phenotypic ratio. Here the phenotypic ratio is 3:1. Similarly, the factors or genes that regulate the traits are called genotypes. The genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. So children, today we have learned monohybrid cross. In the next video, we will discuss another interesting topic. Until then, keep watching Mobile Education YouTube channel.